Voters had mixed reactions to Senator Harris's performance last night. Newsmax's Mark Halperin asked swing voters about what they thought following the debate last night. Take a listen to some of these responses.
Just give me one word that you'd associate with Senator Harris based on her performance this evening.
Insincere.
Okay. Susan?
Snarky.
Bobby?
Determined.
Andrew?
Snarky.
Okay. Carrie?
Devious.
Christy?
Political.
Edward?
Evasive.
Okay. And Leah?
Boy.
Poised, I think, is the only one that may be net positive. The other ones were not good. By the way, you can see that segment on Mark Halperin's show this Saturday at 3 o'clock and Sunday at 2:30 Eastern Time. Let's bring in former White House advisor and host of America First with Dr. Sebastian Gorka, Seb Gorka himself. Seb, you watched the debate. If you were part of Mark's focus group, what one word would you use?
Nasty. Nasty.
I think you're stealing that one from the book.
I heard about your amazing exploitation of a target of opportunity to use naval parlance. I can't wait to see the full interview with the governor that you just discussed. So congratulations, Sean.
Thank you. It was great to be able to, the funny thing is, I had a conversation with the governor, and then I talked to the president last night about that conversation. He was extremely excited. I think it's interesting, Seb, when a lot of people think of Puerto Rico or the Puerto Rican vote, not just on the island of Puerto Rico, but its importance in Florida, there's a tendency for a lot of people to react, oh, well, that's got to be liberal. She was very clear that she thought that the people of Puerto Rico love the president. They appreciate his conservative values and all the support to the island. And she didn't, I said, we got to get the word out on that.
No, it's not what you expect. And it's so important that you're pushing back against the usual fake news narrative.
Yeah.
I want to talk, not to go away from the break, we can come back to it, but I want to talk to you, Seb, about the Lincoln Project. Obviously, for our viewers, a group of anti-Trumpers. They are in full swing right now, really trying to change this election. The Hill has a piece out showing that they just launched a $1 million anti-Trump campaign in Texas specifically. And, Trump has pushed back at them. He's been going back and forth with Steve Schmidt quite a bit. But do you think that they're going to move the needle at all? I know that they're targeting, a lot of these are in Spanish ads, also targeting women, specifically there in Texas. Do you think this is moving the needle with people, or do they just look like disgruntled Republicans?
They are the pajama boys of the right. If you look at the old Shakespearean word cuckold, you will find a picture of the members of the Lincoln Project. Take labels out of the last 4 years, if that's even possible. And if you believe in conservative values, whether you're somebody who grew up under Margaret Thatcher like I did, whether you look at Ronald Reagan as an exemplar, or whether you're a libertarian, if you're of the right, there is no way you can't support Donald Trump, whether it's the right to life, whether it's national security, whether it's immigration, whether it's the Second Amendment, whether it's getting the government out of the way of businesses. You have to recognize that this is the most right-wing conservative president we've had in perhaps a lifetime. And, I love Ronald Reagan, but Donald Trump is even more pro-life than the Gipper ever was. So these are people who are disgruntled, they're beta males, and whatever they do, let them waste their money because they're burning it, and it's utterly irrelevant when it comes to the decision in 25 days' time.
I think for these people who still call themselves a Republican is no longer applicable, and I'll tell you why. It's one thing to hate Donald Trump. I agree with your analysis, Seb. It's ridiculous. If you've been fighting for conservative values and policies, then you can't tell me that this president hasn't given you every single thing that you've wanted over the last couple decades. But now they're going after Republican senators. They are supporting Chuck Schumer being in charge of the Senate. That would undermine the judges. They would take away all of the progress that this president's made. It's one thing to hate Donald Trump. It may be dumb, but it's one thing to do that. It's another thing to target a Senate majority and give it to the Democrats. I want to play for you the new ad that they have that I think is kind of cheesy and stupid, but at least get an idea of what they're spending their money on.
Don't cry for me, White House staffer.
promise won't keep my distance.
Hey, you know, Seb, these are supposed to be really talented Republican operatives that just don't like Donald Trump. I literally think these are the children of those operatives on a Mac.
And that's exactly what I thought. That's like a cheesy children's project. You know what the problem is with the president for these guys? He's a man. He's the alpha male. When he came back from Walter Reed, look, you know the president, I know the president. I was surprised. I was at Walter Reed on Saturday, on Sunday, to see all the incredible support for the president. I didn't expect to be in the middle of my radio show on Monday and to see the president tweet, yeah, it's time to get back to the Oval. You know, 3 days after catching COVID and going to the hospital. The idea that this man at 74 has got more, how should I put this? Intestinal fortitude, let's put it like that, than any of these guys, these so-called men, just grates them. They are beta males par excellence, and that's why they can't stand it, and that's why they have to put out these absurd, cheesy attack ads.
Yeah.
You know, Seb, before we let you go, I would ask you about the presidential debate just got moved. Obviously, it will be in person. Thankfully, now I think that's a huge win for the president to push back on that. But is there concern at all now that most people are casting their ballots by then? Are we concerned, or is that okay?
We have to be concerned in general with the decision by Democrat governors to send out 80 million unbidden ballots. So this is one of the big lies of the mainstream media. These aren't absentee voting. In absentee voting, I've done absentee voting when I had to be out of state, I had to be traveling, I had to apply, I had to give a reason, my employer had to say yes, blah, blah, blah. This is without request, 80 million ballots. That's insane. When you can't count the votes in a Democrat primary in New York for 6 weeks, we think we can count 80 million ballots. There's only one reason, because the Democrats can't win with Beijing Biden and cackling commie Kamala Harris, and they want to steal it, but we can't let them.
All right, Seb, I appreciate you joining us once again. Next time, I'm sorry, I forgot. We don't have time, but I need you to explain what a pajama boy is, because that's definitely over my head. Maybe I'm just not in it.
I'll get one. Karl Rove's whiteboards. I'll draw it.
Okay, good, because I'm not as hip as you are, and Lyndsay explains half of the other stuff to me. So anyway,
I don't get a drawing board out, though, so that'll be over the top.
All right, Seb Gorka, as always, it's an honor. Thank you, sir. See you soon.
Newsmax TV is now America's fastest-growing cable news channel. We give you the real news you need. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Newsmax TV streams live on YouTube for free. Newsmax TV, real news for real people.